Okay, hi. So, I wasn't sure what kind of video I was gonna do for this week. And I still am not 100% sure which video is gonna go up when. So, sorry, my cat was just like messing with something, and I'm not really sure what he was messing with. But anyway, I am going to do a quick little yarn review of good old fashioned loops and threads demi purl. Now, I got this color because I love it. I love the pink. I think it's pink lemonade. Yes. Pink lemonade color. And the first skein that I got of it, this is how much I have left. And you might be wondering, what did you make with that, Karen? What could you possibly have made with that? And the answer to your question is probably going to surprise you because I don't think it's what most people would make. But I made myself a little pink ghosty with some green eyes and nose and features. So my my plan was not actually initially to use the flowery what's it even called? I know it's loops and threads. I don't remember what exactly it is, but this yarn, the like blossomy style yarn, it wasn't intended to be used for this. I don't even remember. I think I just got it because it was pretty. But I looked at my ghosty because I was making him pink already. And I was like, I need a color that'll match the face, you know? And so I had already done the body. And then I just decided to do the head and the mask part the same way. But then I was like, well, I can't do black as the mouth and the eyes and the nose because it just won't mesh well with the colors I've already chosen since it's a little bit more not traditional. So I opted to use this is the Premier Just Chenille green that I had used on my Wicked sweater. So I used a little bit of that. So here's another place that I used that green. And I used it to make the little frill on the bottoms that, maybe it's not a he, maybe it's a cute little ghosty girl, you know? But the only thing is, I got to that ball, this tiny ball of yarn, right? And still hadn't made the arms. And I was like, I can't just make the arms the same color as the mask. I wanted to do hands. I wanted to make the hands the same color as the mask. And so I needed to do the arms still in the pink color. And I didn't have a good replacement for the pink. So I got myself a whole new skein. And what I will say about this is it works up really well. It's really easy to use, and I'm using a 4.5 hook on it. The one we all know and love. My pink ghosty. Which probably actually inspired this ghosty. That's what I've been using to create this ghost face. So, this yarn is very soft. It's 100% polyester. It says to machine wash it cold and then to lay it flat, of course, to dry, as all polyester yarns will probably tell you to do. Actually, I think most yarns will, and I'm gonna be honest, I think you should do that with most yarns. I don't really see a reason to truly put something made out of yarn in the dryer. But that's my own personal preference. I know that there are patterns that literally require you to put it in the dryer because you're like felting stuff, but I don't think I'm going to end up using any kinds of yarns that would truly felt like that. So that's just me giving you my 2 cents. I love my ghosty. I think it's very cute. I think I had a lot of fun crocheting it, and I'm looking forward to getting it finished. So I'll go ahead and make sure that I post a picture of that when I have finished it. I'll post it on my feed for YouTube, as well as I'll post it on my Instagram and probably everywhere else like Facebook and all that. So, time to do the review, right? I don't have a set, I guess, rubric for how I grade yarns. I liked this one a lot. I thought it was really soft. I felt like it didn't shed too much, which is often a problem with chenille yarn, especially ones that are like blanket yarn texture. I feel like they shed a lot, especially when they're around this same size, which I think this one is, it's like a 5, right? Oh, it's a 6. Super bulky. And they want you to use a 6.5 millimeter hook. So I had no issues using a 4.5 millimeter hook. That could be a me thing. I don't know if it would be hard to use for someone else. But I have no issues using my 4.5 millimeter with this yarn. So definitely trial and error it if you are thinking about using it and you want to use like the same size hook I did. But the reason I even made this ghost face is because my friend asked me to make her a ghost face. And I did it out of, what did I use? I think I used Sweet Snuggles. But I think it was Sweet Snuggles Light. I don't think it was normal Sweet Snuggles. But I did the classic one, the black and the white ghost face, and she loves him. So I'm very glad that she loves him. My issue with that pattern is just that it's worked top down. So you do the head completely. So it's a complete circle. And then you do the body. And I didn't like that. I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I went and found a different way to make the body so that I could work from the bottom up and then finish with the head. I like basically made my own pattern. If we're gonna be really honest about it. This yarn is a dream. I love it. I would absolutely use it again. I think it's very soft. It doesn't really shed. There's fuzzies when you use any kind of fuzzy yarn, but there wasn't very much from this one. It's pretty bad when you do the Bernat Velvet. And I'll do a whole other video on Bernat Velvet. Don't you worry. But for this one, I really like this texture, and I like that it didn't shed too much. It was very good. Also, they brought this back. Can we talk about how happy we are that Dr. Pepper Creamy Coconut is back? So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and show you how thick the yarn is. It's not too bad. It's pretty skinny. La. I don't know if that really helps you at all. But if you can look at this, sorry, oh my gosh, the yarn fell on the floor. It's fine. So if you look at this, the end is not really doing that thing where it like has a string, which I know is a common complaint for people with chenille yarns. I feel like that's a lot of people's biggest complaints with chenille and velvet yarns. This one, I don't recall having any issues with, even when I was frogging it back and forth a little bit. So there are a lot of times when I'm working in the round, like for instance on my ghosty with his body, that I'll miss like a stitch or a decrease or an increase. And so then when I go back to count it, I find out that I'm at 35 stitches instead of 36, or, some version of that. And so then I'll have to undo it until the number that I have around is accurate. And that's where it gets complicated. But that's usually where people have issues with the yarns like shredding themselves apart, basically. And my experience with this loops and threads one is that it doesn't do that. It could just be my color that is like made very well. I know that sometimes certain dyes might affect how the yarn behaves, and I'm not going to go buy every single demi purl loops and threads yarn so that I can look at them and test them out unless I want that color. Like I don't think I need to go buy every single color. I feel like letting you know about this one will be good. It should generally cover the basis of that type of yarn because outside of like certain things, you can't really help it. But for the most part, these yarns should all be made pretty similarly, which is why I think it should be fine that I'm just reviewing the pink lemonade one. I do really like this yarn. It's not my favorite. Ryder was yelling at me, and I have no clue if it got picked up on the mic, but maybe. What I was saying is this yarn is great. I used a 4.5 millimeter hook, which I think they say 6.5, and it's a weight 6 bulky. Super bulky. But it's not jumbo. It's not in the jumbo category, which is 7, which is fine. Is there anything else I missed? It's very soft. It works up well. It's got good stitch definition. You can literally see my rows. These are all single crochets. I think it looks really pretty. I'm very excited to have this ghosty. I'm obsessed with Ghostface. I don't know if you could tell by my channel and my crochet hook and the fact that I've made a Ghostface now, but I'm actually just obsessed. I don't know why. Like I'm not like a huge slasher movie fan, and none of the other like slasher killers have really ever appealed to me, but Ghostface is probably the one, the only one. And I think he's so funny. And I think the movies are so good. Like I think part of it is that they don't take themselves seriously. Like every other movie like Michael and whatever, the parts of the Michael movies that I've seen, the Halloween ones, like they I feel like they take themselves a little too seriously. And then I've seen part, maybe half of Nightmare on Elm Street. I've seen like maybe half of it. I need to finish it. I was watching it on an airplane and then we got to where we were going, so I didn't finish it. But I feel like that one's okay. But obviously I haven't finished it, so maybe it's not that good. I don't know. Yeah, Scream is the franchise for me. It's my favorite one. I just love it. I love it so much. So I'm glad that I'm gonna have my own little ghosty. He's gonna be so cute when I finally do his arms and stop procrastinating on that because it's literally so simple to do the arms. It's so simple. And then I just have to sew them on under the hood and then he's finished. Or she, if I do a little ghosty girl. Who knows? But that aside, I love this yarn. I would definitely use it again for a plushie. I think it's making a very soft, very sturdy plushie. I don't feel like it's going to fall apart. I don't feel like the fluff is going to come off. I feel like it is going to hold its shape and maintain its quality for a good amount of time. So, 10 out of 10 would recommend Demi Purl by Loops and Threads. If you're looking for a softer yarn, I would maybe go watch my premiere video for just chenille. It is a smaller yarn, but I'm sure that their other premiere chenille yarns might be a similar texture to the one that I typically use from them and might be the same weight as the demi purl from Loops and Threads. Overall, I think I would just recommend Premiere for a lot of things, which I'm not sponsored or anything, obviously. So, like, I just love them. This is just my honest opinion. I love Premiere for chenille yarn, at least. I've never used anything else from them before, so I can't talk about that, but I do love them for chenille yarn. So Loops and Threads Demi Pearl is a good yarn. It's definitely great for plushies. You can use a 4.5 millimeter hook. You can sew with it. You can do all sorts of things. And I hope that this helped you decide if you wanted to use it or not. But Either way, definitely try it out. It's a very good yarn, and I had a lot of fun with it. My cats they're like wandering. What do you need? What? I hope that one of those meows got caught because he's so cute and you've got to hear him. I love him. I really like this yarn. I'm a big fan, and you can make a cute little ghosty too, just like me. I was holding him so weird. He's so cute. Come on. Or she. We love Ghosty. I'm holding. Why do I have like a claw? You know what? Ta-da! Okay, anyway, we're moving on. I do have a little side rant about Ghostface, right? Don't take this the wrong way. Don't take this as me trying to be a mean person about crochet or anything like that. But when Scream 7 was coming out in theaters, I was pretty active in the like Scream community online, you know? Uh talking to people about like what I thought maybe would happen and stuff like that, and just like reading people's thoughts about the trailer and stuff. And I saw that this person was selling acrylic ghost faces for like, I want to say it was like $40. Um and they were maybe the size of mine, maybe a little bit smaller. And that's not even an issue. Like, cool, a big ghosty, a good like huggable ghosty. That's awesome. No, the issue was actually that they were crocheting these and they had gaping holes in them and they were still trying to sell them. And they were selling like pink and black ones, and I don't know, I just felt so bad for all the people who were like in the comments like, "Oh my gosh, I want one," because I was like, if a person who crochets saw that, they'd probably think that it's either been very loved, or you just got a bad quality product. I don't know. If I can find the screenshot I have of it, I will put it right here for you. But I don't know. It just didn't sit right with me. I would never be able to sell anything like that. Just because, like, I don't feel like it makes sense to have holes where the stuffing is coming out through or where you can see the stuffing. I don't think you should be able to see the inside of the creature unless the goal is to do that. But then at that point, wouldn't you be crocheting like a little pocket inside of it that you can see? But anyway, I don't know. I would love to hear what your take is on that situation, because they were selling it for like $30 to $40 or something like that. And the quality was definitely not there. It made me kind of feel like they were probably a beginner crocheter who maybe started crocheting to like start trying to sell things instead of just crocheting because they like it or are interested in it. It seemed like maybe they were just trying to make a quick buck. And so instead of learning the process and getting like technique down, and getting like tension, learned, and making sure that their stitches like are pretty good, like uniform, and don't have like a bunch of holes in them, they just went straight to making things and trying to sell them. And I mean, they were rewarded for it. So I guess power to them for that. I was like looking at the post about it and I was like, I could never feel right about doing something like that if I didn't feel like I knew what I was doing and like my quality was worth it, you know? Because you don't buy stuffed animals at the store that have holes in them. So why are we trying to sell stuffies that have holes in them that are handmade? I don't know. It just didn't sit right with me. I didn't say anything and I just moved on, but I felt bad for all the people who were ordering these ghost faces, because I was like, if I felt like I could make them quickly, I would definitely let them know that they could get a ghost face that looks better. And maybe that's not very nice of me. It's possible. But, you know, I feel like when it comes to art, there are going to be people who are going to like it no matter what, whether it is the beginner, like beginner stuff, or the pro stuff, or somewhere in between. And I don't feel like I'm a pro. I'm definitely not a beginner though, so I'm definitely like in the middle somewhere. And, you know, I definitely wouldn't be okay with a ghost face that has a bunch of holes showing the stuffing. Like, if you look at mine, you can't see the stuffing at all. There are no holes. It is completely closed. My tension is good, my stitches are tight. You don't see the stuffing, which is why I'm like, do these people know what crochet is supposed to look like? And I don't think they do. I think they just wanted to get a little ghost face stuffy, which, yeah, that was probably, well, actually, no, I don't think it's even cheaper than Hot Topic or like Spencer's, because I feel like both of those places would probably cost about the same, and you would get like a stuffy or a figure that's like made better, probably. I mean, I don't think any of that stuff is necessarily made super well, but I don't know. Just my 2 cents. If you stuck with me through that after the yarn review, thanks. Definitely recommend Demi Pearl. The pink lemonade color is gorgeous. It's so pretty. So, if you're looking for a pink color to try out, that's a good one. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching another of my videos. And I hope you like and subscribe and share it with people if you think that they might find it interesting or are curious about loops and thread demi pearl. Okay, thanks, bye.